Praise can be really destructive to people's goals if it's not used effectively. Driven Mofos, welcome back to another episode of The Underestimated Entrepreneur. I hope you've been enjoying the podcast. I've been cranking them out, making sure that they are all good for the festive season and that everyone has enough fertilizer for their mindset. So I hope you've been enjoying these episodes. If you haven't rated and reviewed this podcast, please do so. Make sure in whatever app you're using, just jump in there, hit the star button and give us a rating. That helps us to go out to more people. So I really do value each and every one of you who rate this podcast. And on some of the platforms, you can even leave a review as well. But the main thing is the star rating. It takes 2 seconds to do it. You just got to go to the app, click on the podcast, and it will come up with the star rating. Give us a quick star rating, and then you're good. Anyway, Driven Mofos, let's talk about praise. So when I'm talking about praise can be absolutely destructive to people's goals. Now, most people don't know this because they think praise is a good thing. Now, I read an article a little while ago that said that if you go to baby boomers, they essentially need one piece of positive feedback to one piece of negative feedback. When we go to millennials or beyond, even Gen Zs, it was saying that they need 5 to 7 times more positive feedback than negative feedback. So essentially, if you're going to tell them that they're doing something wrong, you have to tell them 7 times that they're doing something right or something good in order to not crush their spirits. Now, that's not everyone in that generation, but that generation is extremely weak compared to baby boomers. And then, it trickles down. Gen X's are probably a bit less. Gen Y's, there's probably a bit of a gap there and so on. But when we talk about praise, the problem with praise is not only is it a great motivator, but it's also a great manipulator. So sometimes praise is fantastic. So I use it quite a lot with my team. I try to look at what they're doing well. I give them good feedback. And then I use something called a feedback sandwich. Whereas if something's got to change, if you think about 2 pieces of bread and then something in the middle, the 2 pieces of bread are the positive feedback, and then the changes or whatever needs to happen is in the center. So I will let the team know. I'll say, hey guys, look, I really appreciate you got these videos done. They look fantastic. I like that you've done the titles this way. I like how you've used this text. What I would ask though is that if we can make some changes here and here and here, I think they would be more effective. What do you think? Then they come back and they say, yes, we think that that's, whatever, or we communicate about it. And then I say, but look, overall the video is fantastic. You've done a great job. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting empowering feedback first and empowering feedback at the end, and then the improvements that need to happen in the middle. That's called a feedback sandwich. So praise is important. I let my team know quite a lot how much I appreciate them and how much effort and work they put in. Like on Sunday and Monday nights, normally when I'm doing my coaching calls. So on Sunday night, I do my business coaching calls with everyone who is part of Business Growth Odyssey. Also, anyone who is doing business coaching with me. We have a group call, a group coaching call. And we go over any questions that people have about business. We celebrate each other's wins, what people are doing well. And it's really cool. So we do it every Sunday night. Then on Monday night, I do my mindset coaching, mindset and lifestyle coaching. So anyone who is part of Business Growth Odyssey, Thrive Time, anyone who is Thrive Time, both online and the live event, also Dominate as well. And any of my coaching clients are all part of the mindset and lifestyle coaching that happens on Monday night. Now, Amy, who works for us, she normally hops on there. Now, that's after hours, it's unpaid, but I'm super appreciative because she loves what we do so much and she loves what I do so much that she's always wanting to learn and grow. And she knows that just by listening to a lot of this stuff over and over again, it helps her not just in her work environment, but also in her personal life and so on. And I really love that. I love that about my team, that a lot of them are really enthusiastic and like what I do and what I teach. And so they're really inquisitive. They want to learn, they want to grow, and they want to, adapt. So I let them know consistently how much they're appreciated, especially like for Amy when she hops on after hours just because she wants to be there, she wants to support the community, and also she wants to learn and grow. It's fucking awesome. But what we've got to be careful of is that praise can also be used as a manipulator. And great manipulators use praise quite often because insecure people need to be praised. And so I see this at business events where someone goes up to someone, they go, wow, you've done such a great job here. Wow, you've done such an amazing thing. Like, you're so great. Oh, wow, you've done all this amazing stuff. And I'm like, I can tell that they can taste what that person's asshole tastes like because their tongue is so far up that person's ass that they're doing it because they're trying to get something from the person. Whereas when you have a real conversation with somebody, not only do you want to hear about the things that they've done well, you want to know about the problems, the obstacles that they've had, and they're just a normal person, right? This is why I have a multi-billion-dollar number list on my mobile phone, because I have so many people in there who are in the rich list, people that I've worked with who are at the top of their game. A lot of business owners and stuff are all in my mobile phone. But when I hang out with them, they're just normal people. Like, they just want to be treated like normal people. So I will praise them when praise is there, but I'll also let them know when they're being a dickhead as well. Sometimes I send messages to some of my mates and I'll be like, dude, I just seen you on social media. I haven't seen you on there for like a month. You're putting on weight. What's going on? And I'll pull them up on it. You know, I send random messages to people all the time because I just pop up in my mind and I shoot a message and I'm like, hey, how's everything going? And if there's something going on, like if any of them are using like drugs or they're drinking too much, I will straight away let them know, right? So I'll hit them with both sides. I don't just praise people for the sake of praising people. I also let people know when they're reducing their standards and dropping their standards. This is why I'm a world-class coach that works with world-class people or people who want to be world-class or at least be better, because real people want to know the truth. They don't want all the bullshit sugar-coated crap. Fucking morons want to know all the sugar-coated crap. They want to know how good they are. I've been around a couple of people that are like that, and they just love people telling them how fucking awesome they are. But that just goes to show you how insecure they are, that they need everyone else's opinion and feedback. So be very careful around being around people who praise you all the time without telling you how you can improve or where you can grow. There's a time and a place for everything. But just remember that praise is a great tool to be used to motivate people and to get people on your side, but it can also be used as an amazing tool to manipulate people, and most people are easily manipulated because they love getting caught up in drama, they love propaganda, but also they love praise, right? They love to feel good. You know, the government do it all the time. They'll come out and they give, $200 free cash to everybody. What everybody doesn't fucking know. Well, intelligent people know, right? As a business owner, I know that if they're giving $200 of cash out to every person in Australia as a bonus for something, right? Whatever the government make up. When they do that, that has to come from somewhere. That comes from tax dollars, which means that I get $200, but I'm going to get fucked another 10 grand in my next year's tax because they've got to pay for all the people who can't afford the taxation to be able to pay for that. So my tax rate goes up. Or they tax in a different way. They put GST up. They charge me more for insurance. They charge me more for rego. They charge me more for fucking everything because they try to squeeze people that are creating value, right? But the dumb shits at the bottom of the food chain, they're the ones that sit there and go, cool, we got $200, but they don't pay any tax. They just got $200 for free. Then they're going to go and blow it all at JB Hi-Fi or somewhere else anyway, and they're going to blow all their cash. And the government's going to end up back with it again anyway through taxation, and business owners are going to end up back with it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that most people are so easily manipulated, and one of those ways that it happens is through praise. So just be very careful of people praising you too much, and make sure that you're working on those insecurities so that you don't need praise. So that when people praise you, you go, yeah, I appreciate that you're getting results or benefits, but you don't need it. You know, what I've learned over the years is that if you don't crave praise, you don't avoid criticism. So like if someone tells me that they're getting great results from my programs or my courses, I love hearing that. But not so much that I feel good about it. It's I love hearing the fact that they're bettering themselves. I don't need to hear it. I just like seeing the results. When one of our clients goes from making $1.1 million a year to growing to $3 million in a 12-month period, that speaks for itself. I don't need the thank you. I don't need the praise because I get it, right? I was part of the catalyst that helped them to grow. I don't need the thank you. The thank you is in the work. You know, when I see people who come to Thrive Time, they're bummed out or they're not getting the results that they want or their relationship's falling apart, and they go back and they start implementing what they've learned, that's the thank you right there. That's the thank you that I see. But I'm also not avoiding criticism, whereas most people avoid criticism because they're addicted to praise. And if you're addicted to praise, you avoid criticism, but you get a lot of criticism and you won't hear praise. That's a bit of a rough one. Most people don't know that, but that's the truth, is if you're addicted to praise, you avoid criticism, but you get a lot of criticism and you hear a lot of criticism, but you won't hear a lot of praise. Anyway, Driven Mofos, have a great day. Keep kicking ass. Keep your standards nice and high. I look forward to joining me back here once again for another episode of The Underestimated Entrepreneur. And if you haven't checked out our new website, go and check out michaelmojo.com. Check out all the programs we got. Check out all the cool shit that we got going on in there. michaelmojo.com. Go check it out. Most people waste their life, and I just don't want you to be one of them.